Today I'm reviewing the Final ZE3000 SV TWS earbuds. These have ANC, a dynamic driver, and a dark secret. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Here's the box for the ZE3000 SV. This guy's coming in at a price of $89 US. We've got some interesting features, things like LDAC support, great, active noise cancelling or ANC. We've got an IPX rating of 4, I believe, yeah, 4, which means, you know, it's okay in light rain. You can sweat your butt off if you're working out. And it also has a gaming mode. But let's bring in the case. Love it. Look at that. So tiny. Fits easily in the pocket. Now, it's got the same SHIBO finish that we saw on the previous model, the ZE3000. Love that SHIBO finish. It's resistant to fingerprints and scratches. But there's something very familiar about these new Final TWS earbuds. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the other features and designs, starting with having a look at the shells themselves, and that is what they look like. So again, we've got the SHIBO finish. They look pretty sleek. I love that low-key design, just the Final logo on the faceplate there. Got your touch controls, of course, and short little nozzles, but they have a good lip, so your ear tips fit on nice and securely. And of course, being a Final IEM, you get Final ear tips, which are excellent quality. Unlike the ZE3000, these ones have a more generic sort of a drop shape, and I find that they're a lot easier to fit in the ears. The other previous model had a real kind of a deep insertion that could be a little bit uncomfortable. It was also great, but I think they've one-upped it here with this one. There is a mobile app available with these IEMs or these earbuds, and within there it gives you easy access to the ANC controls. You can turn the gaming mode on and off, and there is a 7-band custom EQ, which I know a lot of people appreciate if you like to tweak the sound to your personal preference. When it comes to battery life, you're looking at about 7 hours for the earbuds, and that's with ANC on, and about 28 hours in total with the charging case. It's not class leading battery life, but that's pretty darn good, and I haven't run out of battery with these yet, and I've been using them quite a lot. As far as Bluetooth connectivity goes, we've got, which one is it? It's like a really recent version of Bluetooth 5.3, I believe. And I've had a pretty good experience connectivity wise. However, I did go on a couple of walks with these and using my, hang on, I'll get them so I can show you. I took these out for a wee bit of a walk. And the first time I took this one here, this DAP, the Shanling M0 Pro, and I found that with these in my pants pocket as I was walking, the signal would cut out all the time. It was quite frustrating. I actually had to hold it in my hand while I was walking to, you know, be able to listen. And the same thing happened the next time when I tried with this, the HIBI R1. And that is not uncommon for small budget DAPs like this. They tend to have a weaker Bluetooth output. When I was using my phone, no problem at all, but you can see why I'd rather go walking with a DAP in my pocket. But you know, that's not really a negative on these. It's just it's a common occurrence with TWS earbuds. I just thought I'd put that out there. In terms of mic quality, yeah, pretty good. Voices have got nice rich tones, good clarity. And they also cut out a decent amount of background noise. I'll give you an example here. By 6000 BC, Greater Australia is no more. 1/7 of its land, about 2.5 million square kilometres, has been drowned by the sea. Tasmania, once the southern peninsula, is now an island whose aborigines have lost all contact with those on the mainland. Let's talk about the ANC now, or active noise cancelling. Yeah, it works pretty good, especially for low frequency sounds like air conditioners, car engines, plane engines, things like that. They do cut out a fair bit of noise. In addition to that, you get a wind noise reduction, which actually works really, really well. I was surprised with that. And what's the other one? An ambient mode as well, so you can hear what's going on around you if you don't want to get squished by a car while you're out jogging. Okay, but let's talk about the sound now. Let's get into that. And to my ears, the ZE3000 SV has more bass presence than the old. Oh, I've actually got the older one here. This is the ZE3000, and you can see this had a really distinct design, very final, whereas the new one is much more generic. More bass presence than the older ZE3000. These have a rich and engaging sound. Sub-bass notes, they actually dig pretty deep with quite a bit of power, but only when a track calls for it. It's not like every kick drum you have that long, lingering subterranean bass. It's just it's a good sub bass. It's nice and powerful, but it's not overdone. It knows when it's needed, and when it's not needed, it's not in your face. The mid bass is nice and punchy. It's got slightly rounded notes that sound natural. They don't intrude on the mids or the treble, so these are great for hip hop music and modern music genres. The lower mids are full-bodied and slightly boosted, helping transitions feel more seamless and rhythmic. Instruments and vocals sound nice and natural. They lean towards the warmer side of neutral. Vocals are nicely forward in the mix, from the lowest male registers to those vibrant, belting female voices. Vocals are represented nicely by the ZE3000 SV. And then in terms of treble, the treble is nice and clean. It's well behaved. It provides enough clarity to keep things crisp without ever sounding sharp or fatiguing. It stays safely within the comfort zone, so it's a safe tuning, which makes these easy to listen to for long sessions without any unwanted sting or sharpness. And of course, if you do want a bit more sparkle or extra definition up top, or if you want a bit of extra bass, or you want to bring the mids forward, whatever you want, there's always that option to use the custom EQ. Did I talk about the app yet? I don't think I did. So let me just find it here and we'll have a look at it real quick. It's reasonably bare bone. That's all you get. You can set your ANC mode there, your 7-band EQ, you turn the gaming mode on and off, and oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, these earbuds support multi-point connections, so you can have them connected to two different devices, example, a phone and a laptop, and easily switch between them. So that is the app. It's simple, but it works. There's no option to remap the touch controls. But let's now talk about the elephant in the room. So there's something very familiar about these new TWS earbuds. When I was testing them, I was thinking there's something really familiar about these. So I started digging around. I did a bit of searching, and yes, it wasn't me who made the discovery, but someone online, I can't remember the name, but if you do searching yourself, you should be able to find it. They discovered that these earbuds, the ZE3000 SV, are basically the Rose's Elsa Ceramics X. Have a look at this. So the cases are practically identical. The final case is ever so slightly smaller. It has slightly a squarer shape. There are other subtle differences as well, but look, they've both got the repairing reset button in the same position there. Let's pull them out. They look pretty much identical. Let's go right and right for the best comparison here. So yeah, you can see, well, I don't know if you can, but on the faceplate, there's a bit of the Final that's been shaved off. So they are not 100% identical, but for all intents and purposes, you're basically looking at the same IEM. These obviously came from the same OEM manufacturer in China somewhere, but I'm not saying they are exactly the same. There are some slight differences internally as well. The wiring is a bit different. I believe, judging from the photos, I'm pretty sure that the Final uses a different diaphragm in its dynamic driver. So there are some differences. But let's do a comparison now between these two. So both basically the same case, same shape, same features. They both got Bluetooth 5.3, both support LDAC, both have 4 ANC modes, both got a gaming mode, both do quick charging and multi-point connectivity. So feature-wise, yeah, the Rose's Elsa smartphone app is a little bit different. It does actually give you the choice to remap the touch controls, so there's a bit of extra customization there. However, the Ceramics X only has 3 preset EQ modes, whereas the Final gives you that custom 7-band EQ. But do they sound the same? Well, just about, yeah, almost. I think the stock tuning of the Ceramics X is slightly fuller than the ZE3000 SV. Apart from that, it's pretty hard to actually tell these apart when it comes to audio quality. I would say though that the Ceramic X's soundstage isn't quite as wide and the treble is slightly smoother. Could that purely be a result of different DSP, different stock EQ? Well, it could be, I don't know. But, you know, during my testing, I switched these back and forth, which is a real pain because, you know, got to take them out of ears, put them back in the case, take that one out, pair it with your phone, put it in, listen. Oh, what a chore. But I will say they do sound very, very similar. I'm going to leave it up to the internet sleuths to go about finding out if there's some conspiracy going on. You know why? Because here's the kicker. The Final Audio ZE3000 SV is priced at $89. The Rose's Elsa Ceramics X priced between $30 and $40. So that is a big difference. You're talking about up to around $60 difference in the price. And that's a lot to pay for essentially a SHIBO finish. So with that said, the Final Audio ZE3000 SV, look, these are excellent earbuds. They sound amazing, really, really good. Even for compared to anything in the sub $100 range, these are competitive when it comes to audio quality. But this is why I was hyping the Ceramics X the way I was, because for 30 to 40 bucks, are you kidding me? So, you know, despite the Final being a fantastic TWS earbud, it's pretty hard for me to recommend them when you can get basically the same thing for a lot less money. Gotta leave it at that. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Par Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.